After the Greeks won the long and terrible Trojan War, many heroes returned to their homes to celebrate victory and reunite with their families. But for one hero, the journey back home was just the beginning of another story. This hero was Odysseus, the clever and brave king of Ithaca. Odysseus was known throughout Greece for his intelligence and cunning. He had even come up with the idea of the Trojan horse that helped win the war. But as he set sail to Ithaca with his crew, he couldn't have known that his journey would take him not days or weeks, but 10 long years, with challenges and dangers he never could have expected. As Odysseus and his men sailed, they encountered their first obstacle, an island full of the mysterious lotus eaters. The people on this island offered his men the lotus flower, which had a strange effect. As soon as some of his men ate the lotus, they forgot about everything. Their homes, their families, and even their desire to return to Ithaca. They simply wanted to stay on the island forever. Realizing this, Odysseus acted quickly. He pulled his men away from the lotus eaters, forcing them back to the ship and setting sail immediately. This was only the beginning of the strange trials they would face. As they traveled, they landed on another island, where they soon found themselves in a dark cave. They quickly realized they weren't alone. A terrifying one-eyed giant, called the Cyclops Polyphemus, had trapped them. Odysseus and his men hid as the Cyclops blocked the entrance to the cave, planning to eat them one by one. Odysseus knew he had to think fast to save his men. Using his wits, he offered the Cyclops wine to drink. Polyphemus had never tasted wine before and quickly became drunk and sleepy. When the Cyclops fell asleep, Odysseus took a sharpened stick and blinded him. In the morning, they escaped by clinging to the undersides of the Cyclops' sheep, which allowed them to sneak out undetected. Though they escaped, this action would haunt them. The Cyclops was the son of Poseidon, the god of the sea, who became furious and vowed to make Odysseus' journey even harder. With Poseidon determined to keep him from reaching Ithaca, Odysseus and his crew soon found themselves in more trouble. They visited the island of Aeolus, the god of the winds, who helped them by trapping all the dangerous winds in a bag, leaving only a gentle wind to guide them home. For 9 days, they sailed peacefully and Ithaca was finally in sight. But just as they neared home, some of Odysseus' men, curious and greedy, opened the bag, thinking it contained gold. When they did, a violent windstorm was unleashed, blowing their ship far, far away from Ithaca. Next, they landed on the island of the Laestrygonians, a race of giant cannibals who attacked and destroyed nearly all of Odysseus' ships, leaving only Odysseus and his crew on a single ship. They barely escaped with their lives. From there, they found the island of Circe, a powerful sorceress. Circe enchanted Odysseus' men and turned them into animals. But with the help of the god Hermes, Odysseus was able to resist her magic. Impressed by his bravery, Circe eventually became an ally, giving him advice on how to navigate his way home. She warned him of the challenges still to come: the dangerous journey to the underworld, the deadly singing sirens, the 6-headed monster Scylla, and the whirlpool Charybdis. One by one, Odysseus faced these trials, using his courage and intelligence to survive. He led his crew through the land of the sirens, whose songs could lure sailors to their doom. He chose to face the monster Scylla, knowing some of his men would be lost, rather than risk everyone in the deadly whirlpool of Charybdis. Each choice was a struggle, and each loss weighed heavily on him. At last, after years of challenges and heartbreak, Odysseus washed ashore alone on the island of the nymph Calypso, who fell in love with him and held him captive for years. Odysseus longed to return to Ithaca, but he was trapped, unable to leave until the gods finally intervened and demanded his release.